on the last couple of trips out, I've noticed that the slide, when it comes into the travel trailer, would pull away, or the frame would pull away from the sidewall of the travel trailer. So I needed to fix that. Now that I'm back, I'm taking a look at what the problem is. I'm going to show you what I found, how I fixed it, and hopefully this lasts for a while. Well, hi guys, thanks for watching the channel. My name is Kevin. In this video, I'm going to be fixing the slide. We had a problem with our slide. I noticed this on the last couple of camping trips. When you pull in the slide, the frame that goes around the hole on the travel trailer would start to pull away from the wall of the travel trailer itself. Started to have the frame that holds the track system for the Schwintech rail system that lets your slide go in and out. That frame was pulling away from the side of the RV. And what it looked like was going on was the screws had come loose. So the first thing I did was screw the screws in. And while they pulled in tightly, they felt like they were getting a good grasp on the side of the RV. I thought that might have been the problem. I pulled the slide back out and pulled it back in again, and sure enough, the screws pulled away again, and showing me that those screws are really not holding the frame rail to the side of the RV. And what it looked like is when the guys that built this trailer screwed the screws in at an angle, and they didn't really get a good bite of the wood stud that was holding the frame rail into the side of the wall. I realized this is a problem that a friend and fellow YouTuber had with his RV, Mark Guido. Mark Guido runs the channel Grand Adventure. If you've never seen his videos, he does some amazing places that he goes to, and he has some really great videos. I'll put a link in the description down below. And Mark confirmed to me that that was the same problem that he had with his, so I want to give a shout out to Mark. That helped me to understand a little bit more about what was going on with my RV. We also have a Forest River RV dealer in our town, so I drove into town, met with the Forest River dealer, and asked him about the problem. They aren't equipped to fix a problem. It would require something else, and I suspect it would be a lot more expensive. So I realized this is a problem that I'm going to have to fix myself, and decided to go ahead and do that. I'm not afraid to drill a hole, and that's where it started. The two bottom screws were already coming out, and they weren't holding. And then the third one up was somewhat looking like it was going to have the same behavior. So I took all three screws out and re-drilled the holes, trying not to follow the same pattern that they used to screw them in initially. Seeing that the problem is that the screws aren't holding the frame rail to the side of the trailer, I needed a different solution to hold this and make it more solid so that it won't have this kind of a problem. And what it looks like, or what I'm thinking has happened for me, is that when we take our trailer off-road, and we do go off-road, we don't go crazy, but we go down dirt roads to find boondocking camping spots. And I'm guessing because those screws weren't solidly installed to begin with, it just made them come loose or rip away from the existing stud. So after determining what the problem was, my plan for this fix is going to be to drill 3 holes all the way through to the inside of the RV. The thing I want to do now is replace those 3 screws with 3 bolts. And I'm going to use 3 1024 2.5 inch long bolts to go through from the outside in to the RV, and then put Nylock nuts on the inside of the RV to tighten those down. But I'm also going to use a piece of aluminum as a backplate on the inside of the RV. That piece of aluminum is going to be the same size as the molding, the edging that goes around the inside of the trailer. This is the kind of molding that comes with the RV. It's the standard 1.5 inch balsam wood that they wrap around with some material here to give you the color of whatever your RV is. So I'm going to use that aluminum, that size, 1/16 thick, and I'm going to screw that to the side of the wall, put the Nylock nuts on top of there, and that's going to give me a solid compression for the slide track system to mount to. So drilling into your RV isn't always for the faint of heart. If you've never drilled a hole in to your RV or a vehicle or that sort of thing, there's always that apprehension about what could go wrong. Well, I've drilled enough holes in a lot of things to know that it's usually all good. So I wanted to make sure that I'm not drilling into any critical wiring that would affect the slide or cause bigger problems down the road. So I grabbed my Wi-Fi Endoscope that I've used on many other projects, and I used that to take a look at what's going on the side of the wall to see where the wires are going. Lucky for me, it looks like none of the wires are going to be in the way, and they have their own chase that the wires run into. So drilling holes for me is going to be okay to get these bolts from the outside to the inside. So if you're following with me so far, I've already identified that the screws weren't mounted properly to begin with. They weren't catching enough of the wood, making it a weak installation point. So mechanically, it was not a good fit on the side of the RV. So we're going to upgrade that with 3 stainless steel bolts with Nylock non-loosening nuts that go on the inside, using a backing plate to hold the whole thing together to sandwich it to add strength to the wall support. One of the main reasons I want this to be fixed is not only will it be damaging to keep this going and let the sidewall rip away, making it worse, it also keeps the track system out of alignment. And you want that thing lined up. You've got a motor that has a long shaft that goes from the top of your slide down to the floor. And that little rod spins there, pushing and pulling your slide in and out. And having that evened up is going to help that slide operate smoothly, and hopefully the motors will last a lot longer. By no means is this a precision operation to have a slide set up in your RV, so it's not like you have to have perfect tolerances to get this done. Having a good working foundation, though, for the slide frame to hang on to your RV is going to be important to keeping your slide operating properly. So when I put the bolts in and I got them tightened to the sidewall of the RV, I ran the slide back and forth a couple of times to make sure it was operating properly. And sure enough, the slide no longer kicks out from the side frame, being unsecured from the side of the travel trailer. The bolts that I used are 2.5 inches long because that's the measurement I took for the side of the frame when I drilled through to get them to the other side and have enough room to hold the nut on the back. So they stick out a little ways, and so I wanted to make sure it was awfully close. When you open the slide all the way out, it gets really close to touching, if not barely touching, the back side of the slide that reaches up against the wall. Now I know, because I checked this beforehand, when I push my slide all the way out when it's in a fully extended position, the only thing that really touches are the top rail. The top rail touches fully against the top of the outer wall, but the bottoms have never gotten all the way out, so it's not like it's a perfect fit when it goes out and creates this amazing seal. That was never the case before, and it hasn't changed now. I'm going to repurpose the remaining part of the material, the molding that came with it, and I'm going to drill holes in here at the proper locations for where the bolts and the nuts come out, so I can glue, Velcro, or attach this back to the wall, and you will hardly even know that this repair was even done. Here's the final product. With the slide in all the way, you can't even tell that this work's been done. I think it looks pretty good, actually. So I'm going to slide this out, and you can take a look at the inside and the outside of this repair. It should work good. It's a solid connection unless the actual wall itself is rotted and there's nothing for it to hang on to. The only time will tell, I guess, on how long this lasts. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thanks for watching. I love sharing this kind of information with you guys. Helpful tips, cheap, affordable ways of doing something to get you back on the road enjoying your camping adventure. If you got some fun out of this, click that like button down below and let me know that this is the kind of content that you want me to make more of. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, now's that opportunity. Click that subscribe button down below, ring that bell, so next time I post a video, you're going to get notified about it. Whether it's a camping vlog, a RV fix, or an upgrade, I've got more of those coming for this summer. We've got a lot of adventure planned. I can't wait to get out there and do that as the weather warms up. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.